Hi, I'm Peter Kalmstrom of kalmstrom.com Business Solutions. In this demonstration, I'll go through the shipment summary Excel file, and we're gonna improve this data presentation quite a bit. As you see, I have some data on shipments to each customer per month. And as you see, that data is hardly readable. You can, of course, read it, but not very well. So we'll illustrate this data with a pivot table and a pivot graph and some slicers. But first of all, I'm going to change the number format, the D column here. I want to get those with a comma style, with a 1000 separator, but without the decimals. That makes it easier to read. And then I'm going to convert this range to a table. I do that by clicking on Format as Table here in the Home tab. And I'll select any formats. That's blue one, looks nice. And when I have that, I can get these table tools. That allows me to create a pivot table. Regretfully, now when I add the shipments down to values here, you'll notice that the number format is not picked up from the sheet here, even though I changed the number format. So I need to do that again. So we have 8.6 million roughly shipments in total. So now I can go in and sort these by month. Regretfully, it doesn't understand that these texts are indeed months, so I will need to actually drag these around to put them in the right order. Just drag and drop here. The trick is to find the cursor where it's double pointed. Can be somewhat tricky. There we go. There we go, now we have all the months in order. And if I do select another one in here and I drag down the customers to month 2, then you see I get these plus signs, so I can expand into a particular customer. If I right click here, I can collapse the entire field. Then I can add a pivot chart, and as you see, these will now both be connected. So if I go into June here, it expands into that in the graph also. So that's rather useful. Finally, we're going to add some slicers to this. I do that on the insert, and here I can add some slicers. And so that worked now since my cursor was actually in the pivot table. So if I add a slicer there, I can go ahead and add month and customer to that. And here we have some slicers, and the month one is not that useful, so I'll just remove that one. I do that by selecting it and pressing delete on my keyboard. Remove that for now. And as you see now, I can just click on these and it will automatically filter based on the customer. And removing the filter is done by clearing the filter up here. So that concludes this demonstration. We have converted the range to a table, we have created a pivot table, we have created a pivot graph, and we have added slicers. Thank you for watching this demonstration.